So, just a little while ago, I talked about this interesting character, the Twilight Hermit. And there's a theory here that he kind of kicked off in my brain, along with some YouTube comments on this video. I'm going to give you guys a theory on how Xal'atath is jumping timelines and how the Season of Discovery might be involved. Follow me here because this stuff's going to get deep, it's going to get hard, and it's going to get interesting. So take my hand as we deep dive here in discovering how Season of Discovery lore might be related to retail lore. So it all starts with this. So if you approach our little friend here, the Twilight Hermit and Silithus, with the transmog, the Void Song Staff of the Harbinger, or the Harbinger, I should say, he whispers something to you. He says something to you. He says, "Your staff, it whispers to me." Do you have any idea how that ancient weapon, how ancient that weapon is you wield? There was a time when this whole world was ruled by the Black Empire. It was beautiful. The masters bestowed gifts upon their faithful. That staff was one such instrument. It was given to the Harbinger, so that one day she might, what? No. I was not going to tell. The orc goes silent, as if chastised by some unseen presence. What was... Xal'atath equals pirates, yeah. What was he about to tell us? So that she might what? An instrument, so that the Harbinger might what? Well, here's the thing. We've noticed something about Xal'atath and what she's up to. She's been gathering parts of all the old gods. It all started with N'Zoth, right? And the blade of Xal'atath that was used and pierced right into his, carpus or whatever the hell, carapace at the time. And you remember in that cinematic, Rathian stabs N'Zoth, and all of a sudden the dagger disappears, and he kind of looks at his hand like, oh shit, where'd that thing go? Where did it go, Rathian? Probably back to the possession of Xal'atath, and now it holds the essence of N'Zoth inside. So we know that now she has a piece of N'Zoth. We also know now that she happens to have a piece of another old god, Mr. Yogg-Saron. That's right, his essence was gathered from Galakrond and is now in this little, I forgot what they call this thing, this little whatever instrument she has here. So now we have the essence of N'Zoth and the essence of Yogg-Saron. What does that leave us with? Y'Shaarj and C'Thun. So I want to draw your attention to Y'Shaarj. An obvious piece of this man, or this thing, I should say, this old god, was once on our planet. Long time ago. The heart of Y'Shaarj. Depression, Sam. It leaves us with depression, yes. You're going to get depressed real soon because you're going to find out we are getting played. Here's the thing. The heart of Y'Shaarj was in the Veil of Eternal Blossom, right? Unfortunately, in our timeline, it doesn't really exist anymore. In terms of lore, once Garrosh showed up, dumped that shit, it exploded, all that stuff, supposedly the heart has been destroyed in our timeline. But that doesn't have to be the case in every timeline, right? The heart of Y'Shaarj can still exist. Perhaps in a timeline where we never really went to Pandaria. Yeah. I draw your attention to, our little roadmap here. Time-running pandemonium in 10.2.7, the Dark Heart. I think it's very evident that the Dark Heart refers to the heart of Y'Shaarj, and time-running pandemonium could be us going to an alternate timeline of Pandaria. Now, I want us to think a little bit. What could an alternate timeline, where would we go? Where could there be an alternate timeline where we never went to Pandaria? Season of Discovery. What is the Season of Discovery but a timeline where we, in fact, never advanced through the Burning Crusade, never advanced to Pandaria, never advanced to Northrend? Yes. Think about it, guys. What's up, Minnie? The Season of Discovery is a timeline where we never destroy the heart of Y'Shaarj. It's still sitting there in the Veil of Eternal Blossom, ready to be taken. Now, Sam, you're like, Sam, you're crazy, man. What are you talking about? Season of Discovery is just it's a marketing thing from from the World of Warcraft team to get more people to sub to the game so they can play Classic Plus, essentially. That could be the case. Or it could be that Xal'atath has now shown up in the Season of Discovery. That's right. You guys remember we talked about this article a little bit ago? Xal'atath, the Harbinger of the Void, is playing a major role in retail. But has she appeared in Classic Season of Discovery? Why would she be in Season of Discovery? Now, we talked about this a little bit ago, and she shows up as a shadowy figure, it would seem. In the shape of a night elf. There are no high elves back then, so there's no blood elf model for her to go after, so she takes the form of the night elf. And she starts talking to the player character, after he has gathered a shard of the void. Right? And she talks to him about how he can use it to create something and all that stuff. But I personally don't think that's the reason she was there. I think it's very possible that Xal'atath was in the Season of Discovery because she's going to a world where Pandaria has yet to be invaded by us, where Yasharaj's heart still exists. That's right, the time-running pandemonium could be taking us to a Season of Discovery timeline. What a crossover event. What a breaking of the fourth wall. This is some crazy, Marvel. I mean, we know for a fact, Blizzard did say that they did take inspiration from the Infinity Saga. And what's one thing Marvel has done? They've told multiple stories across multiple timelines and recently shown us worlds like in the new Spider-Man movie and everything, where these alternate timelines can cross over. If you keep in mind that Season of Discovery is just an alternate timeline of retail, perhaps we are having a crossover event where the heart of Yasharaj could be taken. Now again, what is the plan behind all this? Why would she be going and getting all these parts? Well, you might be saying, Sam, but there's still Cthulhu. What about Cthulhu? She doesn't have a part of him. We're going back to Silithus, where Cthulhu is from. There happens to be a sword there, and she's using using all the bug people to gather up blood, right? Blood of the old god. We all know Cthulhu sits in Silithus in Ankaraj, and people happen to be gathering shit right now. So that's the part of Cthulhu that she's going to gather. So that gives her essentially 4 parts of 4 old gods. Again, why would she be doing this? What's the point of gathering all, the essences of these old gods? Well, I still say, one thing is becoming clear. Looks like Xal'atath wants to summon the Ancient One. And I've said it before, and you guys have heard this theory from me before. If you look at the definition of what a Harbinger is, all the Harbinger, the definition of the word Harbinger is a person or thing that announces or signals the approach of another. I don't think Xal'atath is necessarily the 5th old god, or she's this ultimate, or she's a void lord or whatever. I think she's in essence the Silver Surfer. I've talked about it before. She is the one who brings about the end times. Like one line from the Ancient One. This is a Hearthstone card. We've never seen the Ancient One in the game. And by the way, very interesting that she's gathering blood, like I've said before, and the way you summon the Ancient One in Hearthstone is by having blood of the Ancient One. Okay, so there you go. She's gathering blood right now. One of the lines from the Ancient One in Hearthstone is, "The doom of this world wakes once more." I think by she I mean Xal'atath, is waking the Ancient One. She is bringing the Ancient One back to destroy the world, or just wake up Azeroth, whatever the plan is. But to me, she is gathering the parts of all of the old gods to bring back the Ancient One. Yeah, she's clearly a pirate, I agree. Yeah, pirate expansion, that's right, confirmed right here. That's my theory. Season of Discovery. Can you guys believe it? Season of Discovery. The alternate timeline that we will visit for what? To get the heart of Yasharaj. To finish gathering the 4 pieces of the old gods. To finish what a Harbinger is supposed to do. bring about the Ancient One. Yes, signaling the approach of another. Yeah, just summon Exodia. Wait, wrong game. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all this stuff fits in very well. It's very interesting. And I really think if they did go through with this, if they did make Season of Discovery kind of a cool alternate timeline that we go back and forth with, I think it'd be a cool way to kind of get people into both versions of the game, Season of Discovery and retail, pulling people back and forth, because you're tying lore between the two. Would be a cool marketing move for them. Would be a cool lore move for them. And I hope it's not a bunch of shit, and I hope it happens.